together. Guns, fire, revolution, fill the air. Ladies and gentlemen, let us kick back and relax with our host, Mark Sweetman.
For the hey, here we
hey.
Yeah. All right, wait a minute. I got to bring the music on. Say hello to everybody. Hey, it's the off night, and we're here every Monday night at 8 o'clock. Oh, that's enough of that. All right. Monday night, 8 o'clock. It's the off night. It's a show that's named after the what the comics called their non-paid night. They would show up at open mics, and we would usually bullshit in the back of the room. We'd learn where all the gigs were. We'd tell war stories. We'd tell fishing stories. You know how that goes. Anyway, let me bring my buddy that introduced me here back up. And then I think Andy's back in.
Yeah, bring Andy back in.
I'll get him in here. Hold on.
All right.
Well, I thought it was Andy. It's just I just have a circle spinning on my screen right now. Do you see any Andy up there?
Not yet.
That would be great, man.
Oh, there he is.
Please, we got to do it more often than like once every 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna mute him.
Mute him.
Sure.
Until
Let me know. Let me know when it looks like. Let me know when it looks like he's trying to get our attention.
Right. Yeah. Until then, he's doing that sort of 1970s chroma key thing, which is actually kind of Peter Max.
Actually, it's kind of cool because he gets to a certain angle. There's a lighthouse behind.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, cool. It's sort of like he's in a production studio just before the Ghoul goes on the air, right?
Oh man. You know what? I love seeing old clips of that show because it was.
Remember the Ghoul?
They did so much with so little. I mean, it was,
oh my God!
I think we have his attention. All right, I'm going to unmute Andy because we have his attention.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I had to mute you there for a while because you were in some other conversation. So
yeah, I was kind of intense. I haven't talked to the guy in a couple of months, so I was trying to, get here and like this. So we just had to finish up. So
that's right. And Jason introduced me. It works. It's fine.
Oh, he did? Well, it must have been going. How was it? Was it great?
It was good. It was good.
It was about what you would expect from me, sort of like you know. I mean, if you'd hired an Everett Dirksen lookalike. God, I miss Sam. I remember Sam's last Everett Dirksen drop. God, we miss you, Sam.
Fridays is passing over. Anniversary. So
and I'm sure he's still trying to. He's probably. I've been in here for a year now. I still haven't got them to get it just right yet.
Exactly. Exactly.
He's still waiting. Still waiting for somebody to give him a tip somewhere from his work.
They got us cheesecake, but it was pickle flavored cheesecake for pregnant women. I'm like, what is this?
Pickle cheesecake. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds appetizing.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. The latest in comedy news is, did I hear correctly that this Sunday is the last Unclub at the Ale House?
Let's hope so.
Oh, the upcoming Sunday?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's possible because they have not been doing squat shit, bringing people in. And
they haven't. Ever since Claire left, that place has been a dump.
Yep. We used to have a great lively crowd in there. I mean, we had the lead in with the trivia, which was great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're basically trying to bring bands in there, but I'm not sure the bands are doing well either.
No, probably not. I mean, it's not a great music.
Here's why. Here's the mistake they're all making. They have kids under 30 running the place.
Yes.
And kids under 30, they think they can't really get people in there because kids under 30 don't go out the way we did.
Nope.
Yeah.
The reason trivia, you need to have some age to do trivia anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
No,
well, you know this, Jason. The kids don't go out until 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, I know. That's why I have the curfew.
The ale house closes at 10.
Okay? I know. That's why I've got the curfew.
So here's what they're trying to get a younger crowd, which makes sense. Everybody does because younger people have more disposable income. They haven't, they're not like they haven't had price increases their whole
Right.
life like we have, where we go, oh,
It's not like the old days where they could disappear for a couple of days for anyone. Well, never mind. Go on, Mark. You were saying?
But anyway, and so you got trivia, you got music, and you got comedy. That is not a young person's entertainment. You know what I mean? So,
No.
but at least not the type of at least not the type of comedy we did. I think there are some comedians that are doing well. I mean, I think I'm going to pay to see Josh Johnson when he comes to Detroit next December. He's one of the correspondents on the Daily Show. It cracks me up, man.
Yeah.
And the other one I like, I want to pay to see is Wolf, Michelle Wolf. Have you seen her before?
She's
No.
good.
She did the last correspondence dinner where they had comics. She was the comic that kind of screwed it up for all the other comics, which means I love her, you know. So
It's my understanding that Jacob Barr has done Kill Tony a couple times, and that's kind of a deal.
Yeah, and
It's not Johnny Carson, but it's still
Tim Henning introduced me to Kill Tony, but Kill Tony reminds me more of the Gong Show than it does Johnny Carson. You know?
Well, it's not Johnny Carson, but it does have a certain cachet. It does get a lot of eyeballs. You know, I mean, the thing is, what it does help to underline, Mark, is that if you want to make it in the comedy business, you tell me. You remember the old days, Andy. You've been around since the sun caught fire. Nowadays, hey, let me finish. But it seems to me nowadays you have to have like really some money and some backing, because there's not as much money in it as there used to be for working comedians. And you really, if you don't have like some, you got to spend money to travel. You got to get out to some of these shows and whatnot, and you're not necessarily going to get paid. Just, even if you're on them, even if it's a good exposure show. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you and me both, pal.
What is that?
I got Medicare, guy.
Yeah, I got one of those too.
Yes, I'm going to go out and I'm going to start skiing again. Okay.
But I mean, you guys are.
I'm going to go out and going to jump out of airplanes because I got Medicare.
There you go.
Yeah.
But again, old timer hip replacement comedy. But you guys,
how old are you, Jason? How old are you? Don't you have your Medicare?
I'll be 65 in August.
Oh,
wow.
I'm not telling you which August, but in August.
Okay.
But you guys remember,
Andy, what did you end up going with, if you can say it publicly?
Well, I got A and B, but I still have to figure out what I didn't go for the corporations. I went for the strict A and B, and then the Medigap. I got to find the Medigap.
Yeah, you do need Medigap because they don't pay. Straight A and B doesn't pay everything. They got co-pays and co-insurance and all that crap.
Well, how do you get the Medigap?
You got 6 months. You got 6 months after you sign up for B,
right?
To get your Medigap plan.
Well, so I got A, I got B. B is going to cost $200, and they're going to be like $600. So they do it 3 months at a time.
Yeah, and they take it out of your Social Security check, so that's convenient.
So I still don't have Social Security yet, so I'm gonna try and hold off around the Social Security for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, to get a larger monthly, you hold off on it.
Yeah. Figure if I wait for one more year, bump up.
What we did was I collected as soon as my benefit would be $2,000, and ever since I started collecting it, the inflation rate has been fantastic. I'm like up to like 260. I'm up to 20,000. I'm up to like 2,100 now because of how bad the inflation has been, right? But we decided we'd wait because we're together. I would take it early so we'd have that income, and then Susan would take it later so she'd have a larger pit, because we figured she's going to live longer anyway. I mean, both her mother and her grandmother, both grandmothers lived into their 90s, and I've already outlived all my grandfathers, and I've only got 11 more years to outlive my dad. So,
wow.
So well, you can't deny your genes. What you were born
genetics,
with. Your genetics. So,
well, both my parents were dead, but when I got to the age I'm presently, and I mean, I'm talking long dead.
Yeah. my grandfather.
You're like Voyager. You're outside in the belt right now. You're out there.
The cold, baby.
My grandfathers, both they died at 55 and 58. My brothers, I have 3 whole brothers and 2 half brothers. All of them are younger than me, and 3 of them have passed already. So, you know, I'm getting my money when we're spending my money, so that or whatever I can pass on.
You know what
What you
excites
also
me about
wanna-
this moment?
Yeah.
All 3 of us are talking about Medicare. It's
Yeah.
like-
Well, you know, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's again, it's not like in the old days where you could have worked for what you remember this, the expression door money at a club,
Yes,
and
yes.
and gotten you through the weekend at least, you know, or at least gotten you, you know, a little bit of something, just working the door.
Yeah.
And of course, for me, you know, the expression working the door means something very different. Yeah, it's just one of them things, man. And nowadays, I think to make it as a younger comedian, you have to have some sort of backing. Now, again, I'm not saying it can't be done. There's a lot of stuff out there now for younger comedians that don't require going to a club. You get an Instagram following, you get a following on YouTube, you get a TikTok following.
Well, here's the thing. Here is that what's different. 40 years ago, when I was, you know, trying to move up and everything, my audience initially, and still even after I had gotten in, was the club owner.
Yeah.
The club owner had to know who you were. The club
Yeah.
owner was, when you went to the showcases in Nashville, and who else used to host one? Montreal and Los Angeles and Las Vegas. When you did these competitions or these showcases,
Mhm.
you were there to be seen by the people who booked you.
Yeah.
That was your step foot in the door. If you succeeded and all of the staff liked you, and the people bought tickets again and things like that's what brought you back.
Sure.
If you really kill, I mean, and the thing is, and I've spoken about this before the show, you move from opener to middle to headliner, and that's what I did. I mean, I spent the 80s moving from opener to middle, and I spent the 90s being a headliner, and then about 95 when the shit hit the fan, you know, I was in the places I was in, and the rest of the years I worked were working for the people that I worked at in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name just called me up to work again? The guy who ran Kickers. I'm trying to think of his name now.
Joey?
No. Joey's. You know what Joey's doing now?
Yeah, he's retired from being a pilot.
Yeah, but he's retired from being a pilot, but he still works for Spirit Airlines. He's a trainer now.
As a trainer. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Anyway, no, it was. There were 2 brothers. They were both kickers for Michigan State. Bill, I can't think of his last name.
I've got a kicker story from the Michigan football team that we can't tell on the air.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not telling you. It's
Anyway,
Yeah.
But anyway, those people, and Ridley, thank God Ridley's still around. Thank God
Yep.
Roger and the Ann Arbor Showcase was still around.
Yep.
Thank God Mike Green has a club now. I mean, if it weren't for these people, you know, I wouldn't get any gigs. I can't get into any of these places now that don't know me.
Yeah.
well, you know, and the thing
I got into the Ice House. I got into the Ice House in 2014, just before Bob Fisher sold it, and that was the end for me there too. And you know what? I went back in 2014. I had been Ice House in Pasadena. I hadn't been to the Ice House since like 94. I hadn't been to the Ice House since 94. I went back in 2014, so that's 20 years later. And the doorman was still there.
Wow.
Same door. That had to be a great gig. I mean, I'm not sure how the tipping worked. I know that Mitzi encouraged tipping of the car parkers and the doorman because that's how you work your way up at the Comedy Store. Bud didn't do that at the Improv. You didn't. Comics were comics. They didn't do anything else. They didn't bus tables. They didn't wait tables. They didn't take the tickets at the door. You worked your way up to MC. That was cool.
Well, now though, I'm starting to see the big. Well, we've heard about this demographic shift for a long time. I'm starting to see it. I mean, places look a lot emptier these days. Maybe it's just Michigan. Obviously, I don't have an eye on everywhere all the time yet. That's coming.
Well, the people that used to go out regularly
Yeah.
got older, and they don't.
We've got to
you
do
know,
something about that. Yeah.
or
No,
they've passed on. But I mean,
yeah, no,
I don't.
you're right though. I mean, 15 years ago, I remember I was still driving my own cabs. I had my own customers, and man, Friday and Saturday night, I had people booking me left, right, and center. You know, they were going out. They were going downtown Ann Arbor. They were going to a club.
Here's one form of entertainment that my kids participate in that I used to, and it is they love going to the Tigers, the Pistons, the Lions.
Yeah.
They go to the sporting events. And the thing that's funny about that's got the most ticket inflation of anything. Movies and clubs do not have the inflation that sports do. But my daughter says to me the other day, she goes, "Well, I'm glad I didn't pay $5 for a box seat because I wouldn't be going either." But you know, she came into the game. She came into the game when it was $125 just to see the team. You know.
God, I remember a time when the Pistons were sold out end to end for the whole season, the whole. You know, I know I sound like wretched old man, but there was a time they'd sell out every game up there in Auburn Hills, and now, I mean,
now the building isn't even there anymore.
No, exactly. And are they filling out the LCA? I mean,
they are now.
They are okay.
Oh,
all right. Well, good.
They're in the final. They're in the.
I took my 2 years ago when they lost the record number of games, whatever it was.
Yeah,
you know, they had 14 wins and 58 losses, whatever the record was. I took my son to see him. We saw him down by the floor for $8 each. You know, and now I took my wife this season, that they're one of the top teams in the league, and we're sitting off in the corner at the edge of the wall, back in the corner for $60 each. You know?
Nice.
There's your difference right there.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But anyway, that form of entertainment hasn't changed. And here's my thinking on that is, except for some rule changes, everything is the same fundamentally. But you look at and in a way you could say this about movies, but less about sports.
Right.
Sports are still the same kind of thing. And games are still 60 minutes long for football and hockey. There's still 9 innings plus extras for baseball. Now they've changed a few of the ticky-tack rules. In fact, one of the new rules I like, we're going to get to after I read Susan's poem. I just remembered that I got to read Susan's poem.
We got to read the poem.
I got to get it. If she gets on here and we haven't read the poem yet, am I in trouble? All right, here we go.
Oh boy.
First of all, let me. Oh, also I need to find the. Where's my little note here?
Is she going to do the poem?
She sent me the poem.
Oh, she's not going to do it, but you're going to do it.
I'm going to do it. I just need to. There we go. We'll do that. Okay. Cool. All right. Poem. The Off Nights Weekly News Poem by Susan Sweetman, read by her husband, Mark. Congressional resignations due to scandals galore. What are the representatives in office for? Shooter at the correspondence dinner on Saturday. Was the gunman for real? Or did Trump just not want to stay? The on-again, off-again war Trump began in Iran is over, says Prez. No, it's not, says the newsman. We'll end the Hormuz chokehold, says Iran via talks. Levitt said Trump would address the offer, but I wager he walks. Right, hold on here. Okay, hold on. Oh no, I need this thing. I forgot that I was going to have to. This poem's longer than last week, so I had to scroll. A fragile ceasefire during the standoff is in place, but Trump won't end this war until he can save face. And that's Susan's poems based on the headlines in the news.
Right. Thank you, Susan.
I will say I like her that it may be fake, a fake attack. A fake assassination.
Oh, in other words, did the president just... he was on 60 Minutes last night, and I can't stop. Whenever you get a close-up of him, like 60 Minutes does, I got to look for the scar tissue on the ear. I mean, I still have scars from shit that happened to me, that was not nearly as bad as a gunshot wound. I mean, even if it just nicked his ear, there should be some that bandage was off in 2 weeks.
The thing about this one is he never went to the press corps during his last term, never went down there at all. Then
Right.
he goes to this one. Then it's like 2 shots are heard, and then you see a video of the guy running out of there. And then he also sent a message to his folks, who also informed the FBI that he may be going there.
Right.
And also, I'm kind of like, why is the vice president there along with the president? Aren't they supposed
12,
to be separate somewhere?
They said 12 of the people. I don't know how far down the line goes of succession. If somebody dies, they said 12 of them were in that room.
Oh yeah, it would have decapitated the government.
No.
But you're under the same problem with
See, I think he's just trying to bump up his likability score.
Now I don't. This one I don't believe in any of the conspiracy theories. I think this guy actually, but I think based on everything that I've read so far about it, I think he was okay with his life ending in this pursuit that he had.
No. Well, his manifesto to his folks was basically saying, "I don't want to. I'm tired of this."
Did you see that the entire weight of the federal government landed on his folks' house today?
On his what house?
On his parents' house. They raided his house, and they raided his house in a fashion like Grant taking Richmond. Yes, he lived with his parents in I believe in Torrance, and they showed up in a overwhelming display. I would say an outrageous display of force, and pretty much stripped the house like locusts. And again, I think that's done to set an example.
I want to say this right now. I did do Santa Claus in Torrance, and I'm not sure if he came, and I'm pretty sure I said he'd get the toy that he wanted. Okay.
But you're not involved. You don't know that.
I think if my kids had done anything like that, I would fully expect the FBI to rip this place apart.
Oh, it would
not be fully expect that.
Oh, you'd have to know that.
I'd probably not even be here.
Oh, you probably wouldn't want to be there. I'm serious. It would be ugly on so many levels.
And the video of the guy running out, the guys who were shooting him looked like they were like just mall cops, you know. It's like they had their hats on the side.
Well, in a way that particular Hilton is like a mall.
All the more reason to have that White House ballroom finished up. The sooner the better.
Do you think this is what it was all about? He's trying to get the mall. He's trying to get his mall.
You're going to get there eventually, anyways.
I heard that this ballroom would not fit the 2,600 people that they sold tickets for this Hilton event. This Hilton ballroom is much larger.
It's a little oversold. It happens. You know, what are you going to do? You tell the Secretary of State he can't bring his wife. There are ways around this. We can fix it up. I mean, it's just.
I'm just thinking that Luigi Mangione is probably thanking this guy for taking some of the heat off of him.
Well, he can take some of the heat off. Luigi's still going to spend he's still going to spend the rest of his life in prison. He's not going to get the death penalty. That ain't going to happen. I mean, we didn't give the death penalty to Ramzi Youssef, the guy who bombed the World Trade Center the first time back in 94, 93, killed 11 people. We didn't give him the death penalty. So Luigi is not going to get, but guess what? He's going to spend the rest of his natural life in a federal prison. Was it worth it? You come from a rich background, your people, and by the way, before you're Mr. Proletariat, let's remember his family owns plural country clubs, several, more than one. Yeah. You know, so don't tell me that he's out there fighting for my rights. This is the kind of guy who would say tip you in the app and get out of the car and leave me nothing while he goes and chases down some tail at scorekeepers. So I don't know. Good luck. Enjoy. I don't know what you thought you accomplished. The guy who just did whatever he did, however they untangle it, I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll take a couple of years.
Whatever happened to the Luigi Mangione, the guy who shot the United Health CEO,
the health guy,
the guy who sounds like
I think in 10 years he's going to get.
Whatever happened to the crazed assassins? Where's John Hinckley? Where's where's Bremer, the guy who shot Wallace? You know what I mean?
Arthur Bremer is no longer in prison. He has been released, and he is now he has actually disappeared. He is no longer on any registry. Sarah Jane Moore, who recently passed away. Squeaky Fromm.
Are all the Manson family out of prison?
Who was the anarchist who went after what? Was it McKinley?
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
yeah, he's good. John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah, John Wilkes
Booth. Yeah, there you go.
No, there was supposed to be. I thought he was supposed to be buried in Ann Arbor somewhere. Some assassination.
I think he went to school at the old Ann Arbor High School, if memory serves. Now he might be. I don't know if he's buried here or not.
Who are we talking about now?
The guy who shot McKinley. And apparently he was. Yes, he was an anarchist, but he was also a bit daft.
Yeah.
Like really, like. It wouldn't be surprised if someone kind of set him up and put a gun. Oh my God, it's Susan! Yay! Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hello.
I'm gonna quit talking. I'm gonna let Susan talk. Hi, Susan.
We're deep into a subject you put up for us. We're talking about the assassination. Okay.
We're talking about the assassination of McKinley.
Attempt.
McKinley and yeah, I mean but we're going all the way back to like 1898. So
okay.
Yeah, we're
back.
I was going back to my high school days in Ann Arbor. Here we go.
Well, if you go back a little further, there was more than one assassination attempt on Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, but the last one worked. The last one was that.
Yeah, you only hear about the successful ones. All the ones who failed.
Yeah, the other ones not so much. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I must have heard about other ones because, I believe there was on a train assassination attempt of Lincoln, a plot, but they were able to stop that one.
Well, of course, my favorite representation of an attempt comes from Laszlo St. Dubois in Springtime for Hitler. When he throws his cigarette into the tree and it blows up, he goes, "Oh, they try. Oh, they try." Oh, how we miss Laszlo St. Dubois. That's our Hitler. That's.
Did you know he was on Laughing?
That doesn't surprise me. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, if you're Dick Shawn, how do you even define your career? Are you a singer? Are you a comedian? Are you a dancer? Entertainer?
I believe he was a comedian.
He was
primarily.
everything. I mean, it was
comic actor would probably be best described.
Yeah.
I mean,
comedic actor.
Yeah, Orson Bean, another guy. I mean, did he act? He could. Was he comedic? He could be funny. I mean,
he did both. So I mean, it's like there's comic actors have been around, comedian actors.
Nowadays we're just so into like these really strict, categories. Yeah, it's not like again the old days when no matter who you were, you were expected to know how to dance a little. Even Don Rickles would sing, in one of his at the end of his show and whatnot. But I was talking in the sauna earlier today with a bunch of really handsome, sweaty men's all packed in together. Never mind. No, we're talking about.
Do you remember David Letterman did that segment called "Brush with Greatness"?
No.
Yes.
Mark, do you recall we were out in Los Angeles at Norm's, and I believe Dick Shawn was sitting at a table near us.
Yes, I remember.
Oh, you're at Norm's?
Yeah. So
Beverly Hills?
I mean, he was eating there, and we were eating there. And
I don't think it was the
Norm's at the Beverly Center.
I don't remember which Norm's, but we were out in Los Angeles somewhere, and yes, that was him. And we were like, "Is that Dick Shawn? That's Dick Shawn." This would have been very early '80s, I believe, or mid '80s.
Was it before or after Michael was born? I think it was before Michael was born, wasn't it?
I believe before Michael was born. Yeah. I believe before we even moved out there, but.
Definitely.
Was it the Norms and Los
But we were there with your brother Paul, I think, if memory serves. But we were trying to determine if that was really Dick Shawn, and I think it was.
It
So
was.
we need more to the story because that's all that happened.
Yeah.
We
That
need
wasn't
that
exactly
writer's
aggressive.
embellishment. Why I mentioned
You know,
David
when
Letterman.
my brother lived in that above that florist shop and across
Yes,
from Junior's Delicatessen on
or
Motor
when he
Avenue.
was over in West Hollywood, or
Well, as I said before, the place you want to go to meet celebrities is a bookstore.
Yeah.
Up in Walden Books on Ventura Boulevard. Mike Nichols came into there.
Wow.
oh.
Ah.
Yeah,
Now,
we didn't go to
which
meet
what was across?
celebrities. We went
Is this
to
the
eat
is this
lunch.
the one you worked at, Andy?
What's that?
Is that the bookstore you worked at?
I worked
On
at two
Ventura?
bookstores. I looked at Walden Books up in Ventura, which up around like Sherman Oaks,
Okay.
and then I worked in the Brontanos and Walden Books at the Beverly Center.
Beverly Center. Okay.
It was right next to the Sotel Hotel, whatever that was called. So those guys would come in all the time. It was like I missed Michael Caine by one day.
Oh man, how do you not like? Look, I understand being. I've driven a couple of celebrities here and there, but how do you not like just get totally, absolutely like, oh my god? I mean, with Mike Nichols, I that would have been my response.
Well, my response to Mike Nichols is, I really appreciated The Graduate. It was an amazing film. You know?
Yeah,
And he said,
exactly. You know,
yeah,
I mean, I would just absolutely or if Albert Brooks came in. I would have to stop myself. Someone would have to reach up and grab me to keep from doing, Lost in America or Albert Brooks in Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
you know,
doing bits from it. Yeah. Well, Anne Bancroft came into the one in Bertanos, and I helped her find a book.
right.
So
and I would be doing Mrs. Robinson routines for from the.
I try to do Jimmy Stewart routines. Hey, you want the book over here? Stop acting. We don't want actors. I'm tired of acting.
I mean, if Katharine Hepburn came in, I would be. And my understanding is that Kate, if I might use her name in that way, she did not suffer fools. That doesn't mean I don't think she was cruel, but when she was off duty, she was like, I'm off duty. I'm trying to get a book. I mean, she's not. Mm-hmm. She didn't do the whole starlet thing per se, although she was obviously quite well aware of who she was.
These are people,
yeah.
And if you think about it, especially for the ones that have like stardom thrust, they're practicing their craft. They're trying to do that, but part of that business is to succeed, you have to become famous.
Yeah,
and it's got to be a pain in the ass. So I can understand why people would get a little bit surly sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I did meet Eric. I met Eric Idle over at the one in Bertanos. So.
Okay.
That was good.
Yeah. Oh God! I don't know. I mean, the temptation, like I say, to just kind of get really slobbery about things.
Yeah.
When the best thing you can do is just do your job.
Mark, tell the story about almost meeting Bruce Willis when you had Michael.
Ah, there you go.
In a stroller.
Oh yeah.
At Wiley Post. They were filming Moonlighting. Do you remember Moonlighting? Which, by the way, we met the guy who played
Booger.
The nerd. What was his name? Booger in
Curtis
Armstrong. The nerds, okay.
Curtis Armstrong.
Yes.
Yeah, we had dinner with him.
We had a lovely dinner.
Cool.
We had a nice weekend with him, actually. But
anyway,
I digress. Tell them the story about Bruce Willis.
Well, we lived in the neighborhood just off of parking lot C in Westchester neighborhood in LA, which is where LAX is. And so I would walk Michael around the block. And this is a time when he was partially walking and partially still in a stroller. So, but he was old enough that, you could talk to him, and he would say a few things back. He was like probably
2.5, probably.
2.5, 3. Yeah. And so they're filming a scene, an airport scene. And the street was it Amelia Earhart or Kitty Hawk? I think it was Amelia Earhart
It was
the name of the
Wiley
street?
Post.
Wiley
Wiley
Post.
Post.
Wiley
So they had the sidewalk right next to the street, so they could do, and it was, about a mile long, so they could do the drive on the sidewalk, people jump out of the way kind of scenes.
Yeah, and there was always, and it was a place where, without going onto the airport, where it looked like the plane was landing right over you, so they could have Bruce Willis running along, and then like with a plane, a commercial
Right.
airline that had no inkling that it was even in a shoot, running
Right.
along. But anyway,
Right.
so that and so I'm walking, and I noticed I didn't see the girl. Can't think of her name. Sybil Shepherd. I didn't see Sybil
Sybil
Shepherd.
Shepherd.
But I do see Bruce Willis, so they're shooting scenes with him and everything. So I said to Michael, I go, look, that's David Addison. He didn't know Bruce Willis, but the character on the show that we watched was David Addison.
Right.
And so I cross the street and I go over, and they're all taking a break, and everybody's sitting around, the crewmen that smoke, we're smoking cigarettes, and he's got a paper cup, he's drinking something. And I go, look, Michael, it's David Addison. And Michael goes, David Letterman. And Bruce Willis was like, shut up, kid, get out of here.
You told me that Bruce Willis laughed very hard.
Well,
Yeah, he did.
Michael was a cute kid.
yeah.
He was a good kid.
I've been delving into old timey stuff, and one of them is the stories like of Charles Lawton, who could be a very difficult man, brilliant actor, absolutely brilliant. But like there were even times when Laurence Olivier was trying to help him out, and he would just get into Olivier's shit and pretty much tell him to go F off. That's how difficult this guy was. But he did do Henry VIII and Captain Bligh and Claudius, and they said, once you kind of got him where he needed to be, he was amazing. But he could be a handful, shall we say. But Merle Oberon was talking, because she was in the film I, Claudius, which got canceled halfway through production. And I thought that Merle was like a big star. She was like, one of the most beautiful women in the movies, and she was talking about how the director, I forget his name, it's like von Sternberg, if memory serves, but how the directors would dress for the part. He comes onto the set wearing riding joppers, a cape, a pirate, ready to direct the movie. It's like, yeah, I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it wasn't Stroheim, it was von Sternberg. But she said, he was a woman's director, which is to say he understood women's parts in the movie. And she said, he made me feel like he was trying to make me into the biggest star in the world. And I just thought, they don't do that anymore. I don't even know what these directors do anymore. I don't know. I love the thought that back in the day you had these people who'd get in fights with their actors, and they'd love each other, they'd hate each other, but in the long run, you get this great movie you can go and eat popcorn and watch a million times and have a good time with.
Well, Tippi Hedren, we saw her live at the Redford Theater just a few years ago, and
really?
She talked about Hitchcock.
I bet
she didn't have very nice things to say.
But
she said, he really treated women like they were just part of the scenery.
Yeah.
And, she's like, why would I go back in that room? What's my motivation when we've just shut all the birds in there? Why would I open that door? That makes no sense. But,
makes no sense. Why would I go back?
Because I told you to.
Yeah. I mean,
because women are dumb or something like that. So that was kind of her.
Lee.
Yeah.
Janet Lee. You need Tippi.
There's Janet Lee. Well, I don't have Tippi, but I have Janet Lee. And she was in a Hitchcock. That is from Psycho.
Yes. So, she was a huge star, too. So that was a big deal that they killed off the huge star at the beginning of the film.
The beginning of the movie. And look how beautiful. I mean, even though this is the scene from the car where she's driving and she's got that intense look and they're playing some of that stuff in the background. But I mean, look how beautiful, look how flattering all that, even if it's black and white, doesn't matter. Even if she's the kind of are they setting her up to be the femme fatale? We don't know yet. But
Right, right.
she's the woman who's done something bad. She's on the run. She's got the money in the car, and she's on the road. I mean, now I don't know. I'm not getting it. Back then, I think they kind of understood how to do that and how effective that was. And now, well, I have two little bits of hope came out over the weekend. The Michael Jackson movie and the Wile E. Coyote movie is about to be released. Wile E. Coyote versus Acme.
Well, I'm
So
waiting for The Mandalorian. I want to see
Oh
that.
yeah,
in theaters.
There you
that's
go.
good. I really want to see that one. I love that. I've watched The Mandalorian on cable, and I want to see that movie. So
Well,
Well,
the Michael
it's the
Jackson.
only Star Wars I really care about. Okay,
Yeah.
Baby Yoda, Grogu.
Baby Yoda, Grogu.
Well, we didn't know the name, so he was Baby Yoda for the
Well,
first few seasons.
he's a hysterical character. I don't know, in one of the scenes on the TV show, they're transporting these eggs
Yeah, he's
so they
eating
can have them, and he's in the back
eggs.
eating them.
He's eating the babies of the frog woman, whatever she is.
You guys have lost me. I'm not a Star Wars guy, but all
Well,
right.
it's The Mandalorian. It's actually very good.
Okay.
They came out with that lesser series, Boba Fett, I think. But the good episodes are the ones
good
that have
episodes are those.
Mandalorian in
Yeah.
in the Boba Fett series.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good. I'm looking forward to the movie. I think it's going to be good. They really have any interactions with any of the other characters. So
Right. But if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, there's a Muppet, a Yoda figure, but an infant Yoda figure whose name is Grogu. So he would be some number of years after Yoda died, but he is.
How do you direct a puppet though? I mean,
It's so well done. It is really, really good. It's really good.
One of the best puppeteers in our country is one of the best directors in our country too.
yeah,
Frank
I'm
Oz.
still reminded.
Frank
I'm still
Oz, I
reminded
believe, does.
of Joe the Animal with women don't like hand puppets. Asking me how I know.
yeah.
I don't think it's the puppets that's the problem.
Score one for Susan.
Got it. Don't think it's the puppets. Okay,
I can see her telling him that too. It's not that I don't like the hand puppets, but what they're attached to is. I mean,
Did you know Frank Oz was actually a teenager when Jim Henson approached him at it was a convention or something. His family was very into the puppets and
when
things.
I think of all the teenagers I've approached at conventions. Well, never mind. Yeah, you're right.
No,
yeah, right,
Jim Henson wanted to hire him, and he was just a kid, so he wasn't sure that he wanted that to be his career.
Let's take a look.
If you haven't seen that documentary on Jim Henson, it's worth watching.
Boy, he died way too young too.
He did.
I remember just
pneumonia or something.
waking up one day. Yeah, he had some kind of an infection, and he was like here and gone, and that was that.
He was probably 50 something.
Yeah,
55 maybe somewhere in there. Too young.
Well, didn't he have pneumonia?
Pneumonia, yeah.
Well,
I've always wondered if because that was sort of the age when people had AIDS and were dying of pneumonia.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. That was never disclosed.
It's
but
also
I always kind of wondered that because people didn't typically die of pneumonia.
Susan, you,
in this
me,
generation,
we're all people of a certain age, though. We all go through this thing. We did as kids. You don't understand it, but our age, we do. We're like in the 40s, in our 50s, when a bunch of our friends just die. When people check out, and it's like, but he should have. But and you hear no, he dropped dead in the parking lot. That they caught something, or it's sad. And by the time you get in the 60s, by the time you get to be my age, someone says such and such just died. My response is usually, well, it's about time. What took him so long?
I had a classmate from Wayne State that had passed away. She actually was really brilliant, and she'd gotten this great job right out of college with the Free Press.
Yeah.
And she was working there, and then she died of pneumonia.
Oh yeah.
And she was like 22 years old, and
Oof.
she died of pneumonia.
Oof.
And so I always wondered, did she have AIDS? And I had a great friend from the summer camp I worked at, and he had had childhood leukemia and lots of blood transfusions, and he died. I thought it was a relapse of, he lived in a different state, but all the information I got and how he had wasted away and was so, remember when AIDS was called Slim's disease.
Yeah.
So I think he also died of AIDS, but it was like 1980, so we don't know.
You know,
But the description later, it's like, yeah, I think that's what Dave died of. He probably had AIDS from all his blood transfusions as a child in the 70s.
well, one of my flight instructors was a researcher and a pediatric hematologist. He would his patients were, he would examine it with little blood test tubes. He never saw the people, but the work that he and his wife did helped give kids who had childhood leukemia, which killed a lot of kids back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a 95% chance of full remission.
Yeah, well,
Because
this
because the
friend
work they
had
did back
recovered
then.
by the time I met him, he was 16 and he
Right.
was cured. But
Oh,
then
we're getting
that summer
feedback.
he had this horrible cough and ended up hospitalized in the summer, and
You know, but we're
by the
just
following March he was
we're just
died.
at that. Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago we lose Judy Tenuta. I mean, so we're talking about, you know, we're within the anniversary. Sorry, folks, we're not trying to be morose, but we're losing Sam. You know, who,
Yeah.
not a young man, but not ridiculous. Not. I mean, he's only not, you know, a little bit older than
Well,
me.
he was 76 when he passed, but
Yeah.
he was the youngest of all his siblings.
Yeah.
And because they lived into their 80s and 90s, I thought we had him a few more years, but that didn't happen. So
No, and we had another disease running around at that time, another viral,
Yeah, COVID.
whatever. Yeah,
COVID.
COVID helping out. And I remember about Sam was talking about when he was taking his cancer medication, he'd take it religiously. He mentioned that he would snort it from various parts of a nun. That was Sam. Let's be grateful that we can still think of Sam. We can still laugh more than we cry.
Yes.
I mean, people ask me about my mom, because my mom was a big part of my humor and laugh. My dad was German, so I mean, he laughed twice in his entire lifetime. That was it, maybe twice. But my mother was always making jokes and this and that. And even though she died fairly young, you know, people ask me, you know, aren't you sad? It's like, yes, I am sad. But every time I think of my mom, I tend to end up, well, Mark was talking about how his mom was part of his routine for
Yeah.
years. You know, I end up laughing more than I'm crying. You know, of course I missed her, but
In
you
fact,
know,
the way Carol laughed, Mark's mom, you would have thought she was related to Grandma Verna. Grandma Verna,
Yeah.
Mark's got his Grandma Verna's laugh. Ha ha!
well, I just love the idea that she's in the audience heckling him. You know, that
And
right
Carol
there
had
is,
a boisterous laugh.
you know, is,
So
My,
you
my
got
favorite
both sides of
heckle,
the family, Mark.
my favorite heckle of my mom's was, "That's not true." And I'd say, "Well,
Comedy
Jill,
mom.
this is my mother who wants me to come up at a comedy show and tell the truth." Oh, sorry, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Thanks, Mom.
They're all
Thank you.
jokes. They're all jokes.
Oh, my sister had issues with you telling partial stories, and it's like it's not you, Sharon. It's the sister-in-law in the
In
act.
the act,
Yeah.
yes.
You know,
It's like my
But
wife in my act isn't my wife.
I'm not the wife in the act.
Right.
I'm not. That's not me. That's just the wife in his act.
yeah, you know, but I mean, I've told stories about my insane cousins out in Ipsy, and of course, they're
Well,
all
that's
true.
any
Is
cousin.
the
That's
hard
any
part.
cousin in Ipsy. That's
hard
any
part.
cousin in Ipsy, isn't it? Not just
Right. I mean,
yours.
I'm as much the wife in your act as, Killer, Geraldine's boyfriend,
Yeah,
was a real human.
yeah.
My boyfriend, Killer.
Killer. Oh God, oh man, that uh, long before Medea, there was Geraldine. But
Yes.
of course, what was it Milton Berle used to do? Didn't Milton
Yes,
Berle was the
yes.
only, and didn't Sid Caesar also do drag, or was
Yes.
I
that?
grew
Well,
up
drag,
on
drag,
Flip
drag,
Wilson. I love that show. I never missed that show.
Yeah,
drag is
Never.
something that has been with us since Shakespeare because they didn't
yeah,
have female actors at that time, and
Right.
it
Right.
followed. It followed. It was a big deal in vaudeville.
yeah,
Even though they had female performers, it was a comedy
right,
thing. I mean, a guy
yeah,
dresses as a girl.
Yeah.
It's funny,
In
yeah.
fact, back in Shakespeare's day, it was very humorous to think of, in The Merchant of Venice, when the character was a man playing a woman playing a man. So it was,
God,
you're
how many
not
times?
familiar with The Merchant of Venice?
How many times have I done that? Yeah, right.
So it had to be hilarious. The
Yeah.
actor was playing a woman playing a man, but it was a man playing a woman playing a
Oh
man. So
God.
that's very funny. But
Remember that's
Shakespeare, I
also
think, had
yeah.
fun with that.
Yeah, the Victor Victoria, remember with Alex
Yes,
Oh.
with
exactly.
gay Alex Karras, Jim Garner, the Julie Andrews. Yeah.
Robert, the music man.
Robert
Can't think of his
Preston.
name.
Robert Preston.
Preston.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
God. Such a good film.
Who didn't love Robert
Leslie Ann
Preston?
Warren had my favorite.
Yes.
Oh, Leslie and Warren.
She did the
She's been good in
orgasmic.
everything.
Yeah.
She did the
Love
orgasmic. Yes, yes, yes.
And the bitchy queens when they were seeing Julie Andrews do, I don't know, I don't buy that I don't buy the woman, I just, oh my God, they it was again a very meta, very very kind of
Yes.
behind the scenes sort of film, but I think a lot of fun. And
Boy, that's a film we should ask the Redford to show sometime when they
Yeah.
take suggestions. Victor Victoria, I'd love to see that with an audience again.
and also a
Well, they
reminder
had
that
on the Redford show. They had a Scout from the original.
From the original To Kill a Mockingbird. was a
exactly.
couple
She
weeks
was there
ago,
at
wasn't it?
Q&A about 2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah.
how old
Couldn't
would
make that-
Scout be at this point?
She probably
She's gotta
she
be
was
in it.
young, so I think she was in her
Yeah, she was-
early mid 80s.
Wow, I'm old. Well, Boo
Old.
Radley's dead now. I mean,
Yeah,
You know,
you're
that-
right.
I mean that was Robert Duvall's first
Yep.
role. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and-
Well,
and,
she.
How old is
I heard
he
an
now?
interview, and
Like
she
Scout.
said she became friends with Gregory Peck.
we're all really.
Yeah, they were lifelong friends.
Yeah, I love. She
Okay.
didn't go on. Yeah,
Scout.
Harper. Yeah.
Scout is only 73, so she's
Oh
only
wow.
Oh, there we go.
she's only
There you
7
go.
years older than I am. She could have been
Well,
my
hell.
babysitter. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean,
That's
there you
racist.
go. That's great. I mean, then there was the other kid who was her version of Truman Capote, and great book. What a wonderful book.
The actress Mary Badham, who played Scout,
Right.
her Wikipedia page lists her as U.S. actress and art restorer.
Yeah. I don't think she did anything after To Catch a Mockingbird.
Speaking
or
of
To Kill a
child
Mockingbird.
actors, Eve
Yes.
Plum has written a book, and she was on with Gail King this morning. I happened to catch part of her interview. Mark met Eve Plum. You hung out with her.
Yeah, she and Tim Slagle and I did the circuit out in L.A. one time. He was at the time he was living in Chicago, but he had an audition at the Comedy Store, and he found out that Eve Plum was there, who he knew from Chicago at the time. I think she was living in Chicago.
Didn't she do stand up for a while? Or
She
am I
did, but
mistaken?
I think it was the younger sister that played Cindy. Did
Cindy
No,
Olsen.
Cindy
Yeah,
she
Cindy
did some
Olsen.
too.
Cindy Olsen, I still think does stand up, but Eve Plum.
Eve Plum did stand up.
she did do stand up, but she was at the time that I met her, she was in Chicago doing improv,
Oh yeah.
which is closely related to stand up. But she and Tim Slagle were out in LA. He calls me up. He goes, "Hey, I got E. Flum here. You want to go hang?" I go, "All right." So we went out and we hung out at the. He says,
I couldn't go. I had children I had to watch.
I come to find out he just needed me to get him into the clubs, you know.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know a lot of the places. So same thing I did when I went out there. I had the guys Susan Sweetser, Charlie Hill, and to a lesser degree Ollie Joe Prater helped me get into places.
Okay.
Just because they're good, just having them say this guy's a comic was, that was enough to get me. And at the Improv, it was Dennis Miller was the guy that got me introduced.
Oh yeah. And then you worked the Comedy and Magic Club many times.
Well, that was his brother, Dennis Miller's brother booked it. So
yeah.
Is his brother still like a super agent, or has he?
His brother is Jim Carrey's agent, so he really doesn't need any other clients.
Do you remember when the clubs had those stupid 2-drink minimums, and they were going to charge you whether you drank? And you were working at the Comedy and Magic Club, and I was like 8 months pregnant with Gabe. And I go in, and you have to have a 2-drink minimum. And I'm like, I'll have 2 milks. And we don't have milk. It's like, do you serve Kahlua and cream? How about without the Kahlua? Look at me. Like, it's like you're going to make a pregnant woman have 2 drinks?
That's the difference between you and my mom would have insisted on the 2 drinks. She'd have had 7 and 7 with no mixer. And
I recall
that they waived the 2 drinks because they didn't have milk, and I didn't need soda pop, and it's kind of just ridiculous to force somebody to have an alcoholic beverage, especially when they were so pregnant.
One of the best sketches
Mark,
from MTV,
Mad
TV. It had a woman up there, showing her kids the photos from like back in the 60s, and her basic thing she said to her kids, "Okay, kids, just forgive, please forgive." So it shows her with being pregnant, and she's drinking, smoking, and the kids all have the problems of mom. You can't see. It's hysterical. I'm sorry. I can't describe it. I laughed my head off when I saw it. So, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
I have some good news for you, Susan. I took the kids out to see Jay Leno at the Comedy Magic Club.
Okay.
And it's now called a 2-item minimum, so you can order something off the menu.
Okay.
Okay.
But I did have a nice chat with Jay Leno, and this was at the Improv. And I said, "What do you do with throwaway jokes? Do you ever buy those?" So then he gave me that crazy woman's number and got Mark a contract to write throwaway
Helen Cush.
News stories. Mark was faxing those in, but when you did it for a week or 2, Mark, and they didn't buy anything, so you got dejected.
Yeah.
But you have that contract with Jay Leno. You were a writer for Jay Leno.
It's in the house somewhere. Every time I clean up the office area, I find it. So
I think it's in that file cabinet that we lost the key to that we can't open. You just need to take a drill to it. Well, it's 9:00.
Oh, I guess it's time to. Well, no, I only have. Oh, it is 9.
You must have started late because it is 9:00.
Yeah, we did
59 minutes, right? 59.
Well, we can wrap it up. Let me get the music out here. We can wrap it up. Hold on. Let me get my. Here we go.
Well, you've wasted another perfectly good hour.
That's the way it works.
If only Ned were here to remind us that Jackie loved her hat, but she just wanted a splash of color. Sorry, guys.
It's time to go. We're here every Monday night. Join us. Oh, I'm going to put that back on. Here's our. I need you to click like on this or subscribe. That's the you go to youtube.com/FBI. Go ahead and subscribe. I think we got like 12 subscribers. We're not making any money.
Ooh, 12.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, you were promoting my show in June. I also have a show this Sunday in Livonia, Michigan at 3
Yeah.
p.m. on the lovely stage of Stevenson High School. Come see the Livonia Civic Corner. Hear me play the flute on the movie.
All right. Well, it's time to get out of here. We'll see everybody next Sunday night. Good night.
good night,
Hey,
everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Superfly.
Superfly, man. God, remember Freddie's Dead? Remember the Curtis Mayfield music that